Okay. Today I'm going to be making salmon balls, you guys. This is the church girl back one more time. I'm glad to be back in the kitchen. I've been out of the kitchen for about 2 weeks because I've been sick, but I'm so thankful to be back in the kitchen. Thank you guys for praying for me. So today I'm going to be making salmon croquette balls, okay? So follow along with me. I pretty much have everything prepped. And I made a mistake because I really wasn't going to go live, but I guess I'll stay live since I already got you guys watching, so. Just let me get this camera. Try and move this camera up a little bit. Okay. Okay. I'm going to be making salmon balls. This is my salmon. Pink salmon. Today I'm not going to be using fresh salmon. I'm just going to be using pink salmon from the can. And this is the type of salmon that I chose to use right here. And I'm going to be adding red bell peppers to this salmon balls. And I'm going to be adding 2 eggs. 2 eggs in this salmon. And I have my onions and bell pepper. Now some people use flour or cornmeal when they bring their patties, salmon patties or salmon balls together. I'm going to be using Quaker oats. And I've already grounded my Quaker oats up together. This is Quaker oats. So I'm going to be using Quaker oats to make my salmon balls. I've made salmon patties several times before, but today I'm making them with a little different twist to it. Making it with a little different twist to it. Hope everyone is having a good day today. And I'm just so thankful to be back in the kitchen after 2 weeks for being off, being sick. Okay, these salmon balls, it's going to be made, and I'm going to cook them in my deep fryer. I'm not going to cook them on the stove. I'm going to use my deep fryer. So first of all, I'm just going to go in and put in my 2 eggs. And when you're using eggs, always remember to crack your eggs. Always remember to crack your eggs in something different, just in case that egg is bad, and you won't lose all of your ingredients. If you happen to crack a bad egg over in your ingredients, you end up having to throw everything out. So make sure you always crack your egg. Always crack your egg in a separate bowl, okay? I'm trying not to put too much of yellow in this salmon. But there you have it. Okay, now I've added my 2 eggs. Now I'm going to go ahead, and I hope everybody can see me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in my onion and bell pepper. I'm trying to get this so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to go in and add in salmon balls. It's made just like you make salmon croquettes, but I'm just going to do it in a ball. This is my red bell peppers and my onion. I like to use bell pepper and onions in my salmon. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and add my bell peppers and onion. And salmon is very easy to make. I've made some with my fresh salmon before. This time I'm not using any fresh salmon. I'm just using pink salmon from the can. As I said, I'm going to be making salmon balls. Okay, I put in my bell peppers and my onions already. Now I'm just going to go right ahead and add some garlic powder, because we like garlic powder in this house. And when you're making your salmon patties or your salmon balls, today I'm making salmon balls, you can use whatever ingredient that you like to use. I'm using some garlic powder because my husband loves garlic powder, and just a little tiny bit of onion powder because I do have onion already in this salmon. So I don't need much onion powder, okay? Now I'm going to go in and add some black pepper. I don't cook with a whole lot of black pepper, but I do love it in my salmon patties or my salmon balls. Today, gonna be something I have to watch this black pepper because it's always coming loose. Okay, now I got my black pepper in there. Now, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add a little bit of Creole seasoning, and this is gonna be for my spice. I love Creole seasoning, so I'm gonna add a little bit of my Creole seasoning to my salmon balls here, to my salmon. Those of you that have been following me, you know I always laugh when I use this seasoning. I have to stand back because it always makes me sneeze. So I don't want to be sneezing. So I have to stand back. But this is a very good seasoning. You can season all your meats whatever meat you're using or cooking, you can always use Tony's Creole season. So I'm going to add some of that to my salmon. I don't add any salt at all because Creole season have salt in it. Plus my salmon in the can is already have a plenty of salt in it. So I don't add any more extra salt. And there you have it. That's all it is to it. Now sometime, and I guess I'll do it today, sometime I do add a little bit of smoked paprika or sweet paprika. Sometimes I like a little smoked flavor to my salmon patties. If you ever want to make your food taste real good or give it a nice color, you can always use some paprika. This is organic smoked paprika. So I'm adding a little of that. And just flavor your food to your own taste. As I always tell you. Now how I'm going to bring these patties together, or these balls together. I'm going to deep fry them. I'm going to bring them together with some Quaker Oats. And I blended up my Quaker Oats in my quick blender here. A lot of people use flour and they use cornmeal. Now my mom used to use flour and cornmeal mixed back in the day. So what I'm doing, I'm using Quaker Oats, and you'll never know what's in this salmon if I didn't tell you, okay? The reason I'm using Quaker Oats because Quaker Oats is much more healthy for you. Okay, I grinded up a cup of Quaker Oats, but I probably won't need the whole cup. And I just add as I go. And if I need the whole cup, I'll use the whole cup. If not, then I won't. But if you want to use flour or cornmeal in your salmon patties, go right ahead. Now, what you all didn't see me do when I put this salmon in this bowl, I went ahead and I took the skin off my salmon and I took the bone out. Because I don't like bone and I don't like skin. So I went ahead and I've already taken that, I've already taken out the bone and the skin before I got started. Just so you know. And if you don't want bone in your salmon, I just simply took this little knife here or a little spoon and I took the skin off the salmon. I opened the salmon up and I took the bone out, okay? And that way I won't be crunching down on bone. I don't particularly like the bone. If you like the bones in your salmon, that's fine. Now I'm going to add a little bit more of this Quaker Oats, just enough to bring my patties together or my salmon balls together. Today I'm not making the patties. I'm making the balls. This is just a little different twist to it. They come together really, really good. See, coming together really, really good. And it doesn't take salmon but a few minutes to cook. I'm going to use my deep fryer. And it's not going to take these salmon balls long to cook. I'm doing the salmon balls like this because I want you guys to see how I do my salmon balls. Pretty much, people that know how to make salmon croquettes, they know how to do the patties, but I don't know if you guys know how to do the salmon balls or not. It's done pretty much the same way, except I'm going to put it in a ball. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my ice cream scoop here. I don't eat ice cream anymore, very, very seldom. So I use this to form my balls with, okay? This is what I'm going to use to form my salmon balls with. Or you can just grab some in your spoon and make a ball in your hand. It works just as good. This is how I'm doing my balls. I have my hot oil here. I'm not going to move this too much. I have my hot oil here, right here, that I'm pointing at. All ready to go. It's all nice and hot. And when I drop these salmon balls over in this hot grease, it's not going to take them long to cook. They are so delicious. I remember some years ago, one of my co-workers at the hospital, where, you know, that know me, you know I'm a retired nurse. But one of my co-workers made some salmon balls, and those people was fighting over those balls. You hear me? They was actually fighting over those balls. Okay? So today, Church Girl is making salmon balls, just like so. I'm dipping in it with my ice. I use this for my scoop, or you can just grab some and make a ball, just like so. Nice size ball in your hand. It sort of look kind of like a hush puppy, except larger. My salmon ball. Church Girl is making salmon ball today. Salmon balls. So I'm going to make up a few before I put them in the hot grease. I like to have several made before I put them in the, before I drop them in the oil. Because once I drop them in the oil, it's not going to take these salmon balls long to cook. It's not much different than making the patty. If you haven't tried the salmon balls, please give the salmon balls a try. They look just like this. And they taste really, really good. And again, I use onion, red bell peppers, or you can use green bell peppers, whichever one you like. And I used black pepper in my salmon here. I used a little onion powder and a little garlic powder and a little Creole seasoning. I didn't add any salt at all because you all know salmon, if you're not using fresh salmon, salmon in the can already have plenty of salt in it. Okay, there's another ball, nice and round. I'm going to make up 4, and then I'm going to drop these straight over in this oil. Okay. Hope everyone is having a good week. Today is Tuesday, and I'm just so thankful to be able to get back in the kitchen because cooking is my therapy, and I'm so thankful that I'm feeling well enough to be able, church girl, able to be back in the kitchen. Okay, now that I have 4 of these balls ready, I'm going to drop them straight over in this hot grease. Always, whenever you're frying anything, whether you're deep frying it, make sure you have your oil nice and hot. My oil is nice and hot. So I'm going to drop these salmon balls now straight over in my grease. I have my pan up here, my thing up here. I'm just going to put them in there, and then I'm going to let it down. I'm going to set it down right over in this oil. All at one time. And I'm going to deep fry them up. Just like so. Church Girl Cummings is frying up salmon balls. I'm only going to do 4 at a time. There they go. That's my first batch over in the hot oil there. And it doesn't take them long to cook. Gotta wash my hands. You remember any of you that watch my cooking videos, you know, always keep those hands impeccable clean. Whenever you start cooking, I always tell people to make sure you have, keep you some nice hot dishwater. Soapy dishwater always ready to go. Now when my salmon balls finish cooking, I'm going to remove them and put them straight on this rack here so they can drain. Okay? It's not going to take them very long to cook. And I'm going to take out the first batch in just a few minutes because it's not going to take them long to cook at all. It smells so good. I'll be having some brown rice and some vegetables with my salmon balls. So I hope all of you guys are doing good today. It's nice weather here in California. Nice and cool, just the way I like it. Just the way the church girl like it. Okay, these are cooking up just fine. Doesn't take them long to cook. Now I'm cooking them in my, I'm frying them in my deep fryer here, my electric deep fryer. I don't use this that often, so I'm very glad to be able to use it today. So it's not going to take them very long to cook at all. And next, after I finish my salmon croquettes, I'm going to be making some one more dish. I'm not going to do it live, I don't think, but I'm going to be making up another stir fry, and I'm going to do a different twist to my stir fry. Okay, that's going to be my next, either that or I'm going to make up some fettuccine, shrimp fettuccine again with some chicken. So these salmon balls is coming along really, really good. Doesn't take it long to cook at all.